What is up, guys? So today's video is a little bit of a public service announcement. So we had this huge update over this week, and a lot of stuff has changed in the game. We've had a lot of things added. The interfaces have changed in a few areas, but one of the notable things that they did kind of add in this patch, and I guess it's maybe like a kind of like a spring thing that they're doing, but outside of our hand-drawn NPCs, we do have the return of Pinolo. Now I guess Pinolo probably came around, was first introduced around this time last year, and when he was initially introduced, it kind of came on the heels or very close to the Venus event, and it was likely very close to when they first introduced Titans, and so they kind of gave us those three monsters together, the light and dark Venus, and then I think it was light dark and wood Pinolo at the same time. So this is really important. Wood Pinolo is a really good Water Titans monster, and I think for players who are new, who were not playing during the initial event, or for players who might have sacrificed a Pinolo to create a Banshee, those players will probably benefit quite a lot from this rerun of the Pinolo. So yeah, that's what we're going to talk about today, guys. But before I kind of get into that, I do want to show you guys this, and yeah, so we've got some new costumes that are being introduced into the game. Arthur is getting this beautiful dress added to the shop, and it looks like the Valkyrie's getting a suit. So how many of you guys are going to show off your Arthur quads, and you're going to put them in a dress? Let me know. I'll probably put up a survey for that. I think it's funny. But yeah, so as you guys can see, Pinolo is running on April 1st, April Fool's Day. At the times listed here on their Facebook. I think it is really important, guys, for you to pick him up. It doesn't matter where you are in the game, whether you're early game, mid game, or late game. I think Pinolo can always add to your team. The reason why he's so good is because he is a double courageous strike monster, and we have very few of those in the game. I think there is a light dark one, but it kind of removes some of the RNG when it comes to damage. Whereas we have a number of other monsters who only have one courageous strike and one skill, and then they have generally another status effect on another skill, and usually it's either the crit rate down or it's an attack down. But the Pinolo, even though he's only a 3-star monster, because courageous strike kind of scales with the enemy HP, it makes him extremely good for Titans. So yeah, so I know late game players, you probably have a team that works well for you in Water Titan. You might not need this guy, but mid and early game players, you should definitely do your best to get him. Now when it comes to soulstones, I don't know if they're going to give us enough during this event to Evo 3 him, or if they're introducing some other mechanism that would let us Evo 3 the Pinolo. I think last year they let us fuse the fake Pinolos, so the Pinolos with kind of the drawings on their face, those are fakes and they're not as good as the real one. So you want the real boy. But even though this guy has a courageous strike, his attack is really low, and we'll just have to see. Someone will build him, I think, and see how well he actually works out. But in the last year, you could not feed the fake ones to the real ones. I think you had to create real ones or catch real ones to get your real Pinolos to Evo 3. We'll have to see if they kind of lift that ban this year and they let us feed the fake ones, because the fake ones are the ones that are showing up a lot in the shop. I haven't seen a real one in the shop yet, or with the real soul stones. So we'll have to see how that goes, and what mechanism they introduce to let us Evo 3 this wood Pinolo. So yeah, guys, one thing I do wonder is whether we will actually see the real Pinolo. That's kind of what I thought that they were bringing back, but since we do have this fake Pinolo, that could be all that they're giving us, and he's not quite as good as the real one. His stats are much lower, but he is still a courageous strike monster, and he will still do some pretty good damage on the water titan. So if you would like to start hitting the water titan and have some HP scaling, it's still not a bad monster to pick up, especially if you're earlier mid game, and run that, and late game players, you kind of know how to work your teams, and how things kind of fit into what you have. But if we only get the fake one, more of a glass cannon build might be a little bit better, like with the ruin with crit attack, just to kind of maximize his damage as much as you can, because one thing I haven't heard is whether they're bringing the Venuses back. So he scales, he has a lot of, the Pinolos have a lot of synergy with the light and dark Venus. They came out around the same time, so the light Venus is really good to help keep him alive, and then the dark Venus both lowers the Titan's attack and raises your Pinolo's attack. So there's a lot of synergy there. But guys, if we might only get the fake ones, and we might not see the real ones, which is a little disappointing. But you take what you get, and yeah. So guys, I hope this kind of helped, and if you liked the video, hit the like button. If you have not subscribed to my channel, subscribe, and I will see you next time.